Good morning, everyone. We are so glad you are here with us today for this very special occasion. The graduates of Middle Creek High School have worked hard and diligently for the past 13 years to reach this incredible milestone. Let's honor them today with our respect and utmost courtesy. To avoid any distractions during today's ceremony, we ask that you please turn off all cell phones and cameras. Later this evening, a recording of the entire ceremony will be posted to the Middle Creek High School website, compliments of our amazing digital media staff and students. We also ask you to be courteous throughout the entire ceremony by remaining quiet and seated. We would like to ensure that each and every graduate can be honored when their name is called and respected as he or she crosses the stage this morning. And now, at this time, it is my honor to introduce to you Middle Creek High School's graduating class of 2021. Please rise for the national anthem, sung by senior Kaylee Bergeson, and please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the
Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
Hello, my name is Brooke Spofford, and I'm the student body president that is lucky to represent the wonderful class of students graduating today. First, I would like to thank not only my classmates, who have made these past 4 years so special, but also the staff and parents who have supported us every step of the way. Middle Creek High School is not only a campus where we take classes and participate in extracurriculars, it is also a community. And without all of you there to help guide us, our experience would not be complete. Class of 2021, take this opportunity to reflect and celebrate. And for all of the moments that we have lost this past year and a half, cherish this moment, our moment. After years of rushing to grow up and become adults, we are finally here today, ready to take the next step in the next chapter of our lives. As we put an end to our high school years, we are here supported by friends and family, those who have supported us and helped us grow into who we are today. As I remember being focused on getting good grades, growing up, and going to college, I hope you all remember to focus on the little moments that made these past 13 years of our lives so special. Those small, everyday events, such as walking to the Commons for lunch, talking with your favorite teacher, or going to FNL are now just memories. These past few weeks, we were able to share our last few walks to class, our last classes, knowing everyone in the room with us, and now, today, we share our last time being in the same school with our classmates of the past 4 years. As I am sure it is for most of you, it is difficult to think of the class of 2021, and our senior year especially, without addressing our circumstances. Adults like to remind us of our living through history and the unprecedented times that we have endured throughout high school. Although the pandemic took a good amount of our high school experience, what our class has lost over the past year and a half has done nothing but prove to me the resilience of my classmates. We have overcome virtual classes, canceled sports seasons, masked musicals, and unlimited uncertainty. And yet, we are all kind of here today in the ceremony that we have looked forward to our entire childhood. Our ability to rise above the obstacles thrown at us only gives me even more confidence in the future success of the class of 2021 that sits here before me today. And while I am excited to watch as all of you achieve greatness in your futures, I invite you all to join me in recognizing some of the accomplishments that you have already made. To my classmates who are going off into top schools across the country, thank you for being role models for your class. Your constant academic and extracurricular dedication is truly something to be admired. At last check, our class had over $7 million in scholarship awards. So congratulations to all of you who put in the hard work to support your future. We are a class full of outstanding leaders. Thank you to those of you who created clubs that will now be a part of school history. And also, for those of you who helped hold together the programs that make Middle Creek so spectacular. Our theater and band departments are thriving, our sports teams are winning championships, and our academic clubs are constantly at the top, thanks to you, class of 2021. The families and communities that we have all formed make this school feel a little bit more like a home. And no matter how good or bad your experience here was, we will always have a place in this community, now and forever. So, whether your next step is college, military, or the workforce, we will always be a part of this Mustang community. While I would have loved to have only good things to say about high school, for many of us, including myself, there have been highs for the lows. We have made mistakes and we have failed, but we did all of those together. However, just as this pandemic has made us all value our every moment of being here, every failure has made the success more glorious. These last 4 years have been filled with unforgettable moments thanks to you, Mustangs. I hope you all cherish the memories that you've made with those who sit around you and recognize how much you've grown because of your experiences with them. The bond we have created and the support that we have given each other has been nothing short of familial. I am beyond proud to have seen many of us grow from shy, closed-off freshmen to the outspoken change-makers that we are today. We've spoken up for what is right and paved the way to create the kind of change that we would like to see in the world. Given our demonstrated capability for success, I have no doubt that I will witness many of you create that change. As Mustangs, we will positively change the world. Please join me in reflecting on our past 4 years. What made them so unforgettable? While thinking of these moments, I want you all to realize the turning point that we are in our lives. In this brief moment, you all get to decide who you want to be when you walk out of this room. It doesn't matter what plans you have or don't have, or if you know everyone or no one where you are heading next. In this moment, you get a blank slate. So choose to be who you would like to be, and don't settle for what is expected of you. Only then will your personal success be inevitable. I am so thankful to now be an alumni of Middle Creek High School, and although these times are often faced with apprehension, I hope that they are also filled with eagerness for what is to come. Fellow graduates, I cannot wait to think back on this moment one day and see the amazing things that the class of 2021 will unleash onto the world. Thank you, and roll Stangs.
On behalf of Middle Creek High School's class of 2021, I would like to introduce the special guests at our graduation ceremony. As they're introduced, I ask them to please stand and be recognized. Dr. Jim Martin, Wake County Public School System School Board Member. In addition to our special guests, we are joined by the administration and faculty of Middle Creek High School. At this time, administration and faculty, please stand and be recognized.
Parents, family members, friends, and most importantly, Middle Creek's soon-to-be graduates. I welcome you all this morning, and I'm excited to share in the commencement ceremony for Middle Creek High School. I am Lacey Peckham, principal here at Middle Creek, and it is a great privilege to present to you the class of 2021. This class of students has brought honor to our school and has continued the strong tradition of excellence that is Middle Creek's standard. Before I start with my address to the graduates, I want to begin by thanking all of the parents and family members who've supported these graduates throughout their school journey, most especially during a final year that was filled with changes, pivots, and compromises. You are the behind-the-scenes and front-row champions of these students, and our celebration of them today is also a celebration of your efforts. Thank you so much. We appreciate you all. To all of the Mustang staff that is with us today, I want to thank you for the countless hours you put into teaching, coaching, and lifting our students up, guiding them in person and remotely on the path towards their highest potential and towards a strong finish to a successful school career. I would also like to acknowledge and thank our Wake County official joining us in celebration today, Board Member Dr. Jim Martin. Thank you so much for your leadership and commitment to our students and community, and thank you for being a part of our celebration. To the class of 2021. In the remarks I share with you this morning, I want to spend just a brief moment in reflection, celebration, and hopefully a little motivation as you close one chapter and look towards the next. Last year's senior class had an abrupt and surprising ending to their school career, and that was unfortunate. This senior class, however, also had an abrupt and unpredictable finish to 2020, but in addition had an entire summer of anticipation and questions, and a senior year of wishing, hoping, adjusting, logging on, rotating, adapting, acclimating, and continuing to pour yourself into your studies, your extracurriculars, and creating senior memories in ways that may not have been traditional. While we could spend time focusing on the lost moments and unpredictable circumstances of this last year and a half of high school, I want to make sure to spend some time today reminding you of the things that I hope you've all gained throughout your high school experience and in celebration of the new perspectives, mindsets, and skills that I hope you've gained in this, what has been an exceptionally unique high school experience. You are pandemic high schoolers, and you've been virtual, blended, and cohorted seniors. And while I may have been your principal for only a portion of your high school career, I have been your leader for the entirety of this crazy pandemic. And I can truly say you all have gained and grown a lot. And I am proud of you for all that you have endured. First, members of this senior class, you have navigated and achieved through a once-in-a-lifetime event. There was no manual for this, and you didn't need one. You already had all the things that you needed to be successful, including a strong work ethic and a support system. Whether it was family, a close group of friends, your teachers, or you found it within yourself. And while you may not have chosen to challenge your own independence in this way, you now know what you are capable of. Second, it may feel like a small thing in retrospect, but do not diminish or discount the fact that you have not let the learning platform or setting stop you from achieving. 2 years ago, it may have been impossible to imagine learning in any other place other than a classroom. Now, as a future adult learner, we hope your horizons are broadened about how that learning can take place and with new skills on how to access it. And this is not to say that you all will want to be lifelong virtual learners, but I am sure throughout this year that you have learned more about who you are as a student, how you learn best, and what you need in order to successfully manage your own time and your studies. And lastly, and most importantly, I believe that you've gained a new sense of appreciation for what others took for granted. As humans, we logically know that anything can happen, but we lose sight of that often. As freshmen, there were events and parts of high school that you expected to happen that didn't. And there were things not on your radar that now are, or that maybe should have been. And whether it was moments you thought might not happen that did, or new moments that were created because others could not, we know you appreciated all of those moments more than you would have as seniors 2 years ago. Take that ability to find gratitude and joy in small moments, simple things, and personal connections with you into the next chapters of memories that you make, and continue to appreciate them the way that you have this year. As we move towards our recognition of the graduates here before us, I want to leave you all with a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. It is one that I think speaks directly to our class of 2021. Life is not about expecting, hoping, and wishing. It is about doing, being, and becoming. Of course, I know that you are leaving high school with hopes and dreams for your future, and I encourage those aspirations. But be sure to use these lessons and future ones as a part of creating who you will be and how you will experience life. Just like during this pandemic, do what needs to be done to get where you need to go and to become who you are meant to be. You will do it, and we believe in you. Graduating class of 2021, I am so proud of you. Today, you are all leading galloping Mustangs. At this time, we will begin with the recognition of graduates being presented by Dean of Students, Mrs. Tara Gillespie. We are thrilled at the opportunity to enhance the announcement of graduates today by including some personalized thank yous and comments from each graduate. As is tradition for Middle Creek High School and in preservation of the sanctity of this event, we ask that each family please hold their applause until all graduates have been recognized so that no family misses their graduate's name or comments. We thank you in advance for your cooperation. At this time, Ms. Gillespie.
At this time, we will begin with the recognition of graduates. Jason Charles Adamski. Jason says, I would like to thank Mr. Newsom, Mr. Weiss, and the band program for being my first experience in high school and providing the best memories, and my friends and parents for getting me through one of the most important phases of my life. Jacob Atkinson. Middle Creek High School congratulates Jacob on his achievements. Alquan Deshawn Backus. Alquan says, thanks to Mr. Dunstan and Mr. Dahl for their support. Armand Joseph Badalamenti. Armand says, thanks to my parents who have always supported me and pushed me to read and learn when I was little, which has helped me tremendously in high school. Aiden William Baez. Aiden says, I would like to thank my mom, sister, and brother for loving me and caring for me. Colby Reese Brewington. Middle Creek High School congratulates Colby on his achievements. Madeline Elizabeth Buell. Madeline says, I want to thank my parents for encouraging me, my teachers for pushing me to be my best, Mrs. Carpel, Ms. Johnson, Mr. Floor, and Mr. Pulaski for helping make my ideas a reality, and Mr. Ship and all the other administrators for doing their best to make this year as memorable as they could. Catherine Ann Carlson. Catherine says, I would like to thank my parents and teachers for their support throughout my high school career and my teammates, coaches, and the Carolina Eagles, Carolina Junior Hurricanes hockey organizations because they gifted me with many lifelong friends. Fernando Carranza Ramirez. Fernando says, I would like to thank my parents. Their drive to give me a better future inspired me to strive my hardest. I would also like to thank my friends for keeping an eye out on me whenever I needed it most.
Fernando dice, me gustaría agradecerle a mis padres por su apoyo, por darme un futuro mejor y por me motivarme a esforzarme al máximo. También me gustaría agradecerle a mis amigos por estar pendientes a mí cuando más lo necesitaba.
Zachary Wallace Chaplin. Zachary says, thanks to my friends, to all my teachers who have pushed me to do the best and provide work that is at a high quality of standards, and my parents for providing support and teaching me the value of hard work and perseverance. Kelvin Sindiga Chabanda. Kelvin says, I would like to thank my parents and teachers for always helping me throughout high school. Kiefer Bota Chabanda. Kiefer says, I would like to thank my parents for trusting my capability to learn and my teachers for respecting me throughout high school. Samuel David Church. Samuel says, thank you to my parents for encouraging me to get involved in extracurricular activities. Those experiences have truly been once in a lifetime. Cameron Davis Crutchfield. Cameron says, I would like to thank my family for always supporting me and pushing me to be a better student, my teachers for allowing me to receive an amazing education, and my friends who helped me have a wonderful high school experience. Kaylee Grace Edgington. Kaylee says, I am grateful to my parents for supporting me with school and extracurricular activities. Thanks to my teachers for being so accommodating and helpful. Harrison Taiki Ford. Harrison says, thanks to Mr. Pulaski for everything that he's done and all the advice he's given me. His effort and drive as a teacher does not go unappreciated. David Javier Gilderubio. David says, I would like to thank my dad for his support. Ricardo Gascon Belli. Ricardo says, thanks to my friends and teachers who always encourage me to do better and have supported me through high school.
Ricardo dice, gracias a mis amigos y mis maestros que siempre me animaron a mejorar y me apoyaron durante la escuela secundaria.
Caitlin Alta Green. Caitlin says, I would like to thank Ms. Stengel for everything she has done for me. Her class always felt like a second home, and thanks to my best friend who is like my sister, and I cannot thank her enough for what she has done for me. Ryder Killian Blue Hack. Ryder says, thanks to my parents for supporting me with all the decisions I made in the past 4 years, my teachers who helped me learn and better myself as a person, and my friends who are what I looked forward to outside of school. Miley Nairobi Herrera Rodriguez. Middle Creek High School congratulates Miley on her achievements. Carolyn Ann Holowecki. Carolyn says, thanks to my parents and teachers for their support. Samuel Thomas Holt. Samuel says, I would like to thank my parents for all the help they've given me, along with all the blessings that God has given me. Thomas Montgomery Jackson. Thomas says, thanks to Mrs. Trammell for all her help throughout high school. Kaylin Nicole Joyner. Kaylin says, thanks to my family and friends for their support throughout high school. Nathan Christopher Kiger. Nathan says, I would like to thank my parents, friends, teachers, and coaches for helping me and developing me into the person I am today. Delaney Francis Konechka. Delaney says, I would like to thank my parents and siblings for being very supportive. Sarah Ama Antibia Quabia. Sarah says, I would like to thank God and my parents for being the love I needed to become who I am today, my brother for being the most caring friend of mine, and Mr. Prolaski, Mr. Weiss, and Mrs. Wagner for being such an influential guidance to me here at MCHS. Kagan Montgomery Leonard. Kagan says, I would like to thank my mom, dad, and grandparents for all pushing me and being at every sporting event possible, and thanks to my friends on the baseball team, as the bond we all have will last years. Umberto Lopez Lopez. Middle Creek High School congratulates Umberto on his achievements. Jeremiah Eugene McCrimmon. Jeremiah says, thanks to my family, friends, and the Middle Creek staff for their support. Cole William McGivern. Cole says, I would like to thank my family for the love and support through all my years of school, my teachers for their time and help, and the baseball coaching staff for the opportunity to be a part of such an amazing team. Jamel Desde Muembo. Middle Creek High School congratulates Jamel on his achievements. Meredith Emma Navarro. Meredith says, thanks to my sister and my mom, as well as all my teachers who made class an amazing experience. Margot Rianne Nebob. Margot says, I would like to thank Mr. Mateau, as being in the Creative Arts magazine has given me something to look forward to after school, and thanks to my parents who are just as supportive at the start of my high school career as to now. Martha Renee Nebob. Martha says, I would like to thank my parents for providing for us and sending my twin and I off to college, my teachers for continuing their jobs despite it being difficult this year, my friends for keeping me company, and my sisters for always pushing me to achieve more. Roberto Ortiz Reese. Middle Creek High School congratulates Roberto on his achievements. Adam Francis Praisner. Adam says, thanks to my parents for believing in me every day. Jalen Aaron Price. Middle Creek High School congratulates Jalen on his achievements. Jasmine Wanshian Robertshaw. Jasmine says, I would like to thank my family, friends, and teachers for being there to support me through my educational journey. Jennifer Lisbeth Roque Martinez. Jennifer says, thanks to my parents, my siblings, and my friends because they really helped me throughout my years in high school and for always supporting my decisions.
Jennifer dice, gracias a mis padres, hermanos y amigos, porque me han ayudado a través de los años en la escuela y por apoyar mis decisiones.
Carla Regina Solorio. Carla says, I would like to thank my parents for coming to America to give me and my sister a better life and a brighter future, and for keeping me motivated, and my teachers and counselors for always believing in me and for never giving up on me and my dreams.
Carla dice, me gustaría agradecer a mis padres por venir a los Estados Unidos para darnos a mi hermana y a mí una mejor vida y un futuro brillante, y también por mantenerme motivada. A mis maestros y consejeros, gracias por siempre creer en mí y por ayudarme a mantener mis sueños vivos.
Xavier Jason Lehiva St. Hill. Xavier says, I would like to thank my parents, friends, teachers, and coaches for helping me grow and succeed throughout high school. I am truly blessed and thankful for all the support and encouragement I received from each of them every day. Dorian James Stewart. Dorian says, I would like to thank my parents and my coaches for pushing me to be better at all times, even when things were tough. Nathan Logan Stinnett. Nathan says, I would like to thank my parents for the time and money they put into my high school career so I can be at and enjoy school, and thanks to the drumline for always supporting me, cheering me up, and making the best memories of high school with me. Travion Martinez Tillage. Travion says, thanks to my family for their support throughout high school. Jacob Stephen Christopher Tice. Jacob says, I would like to thank my parents for keeping me on top of my assignments and my teachers for teaching me. I would especially like to thank all my friends that made high school so much fun. Jacob Michael Turner. Jacob says, thanks to my teachers who always pushed me to do well. Reynaldo Alfonso Valdez. Reynaldo says, thanks to everyone for their support. Javier Alexander Vieira. Javier says, thanks to Middle Creek for the tremendous support system they have provided. Wyatt Walter Westover. Wyatt says, thank you to all of my family and friends. Omar Yabka. Omar says, I would like to thank my parents for bringing me into this world and providing for me and helping me throughout high school and constantly pushing me to strive for more.
At this time, would everyone please join me in a ruckus round of applause for our graduates? Would all graduates please stand? Class of 2021, on behalf of the state of North Carolina and the Wake County Board of Education, and upon completion of your credits, I declare you graduates of Middle Creek High School. You may now signify that you are an official graduate of Middle Creek High School by following your class vice president, Sophia Gallo, and turning your tassel to the left. Parents and guests, as we conclude this ceremony, please wait for the recessional to be completed before you exit the gymnasium. Each section will be released one at a time, and you'll be joining your graduate in front of the school. Graduates, please make sure to take your personalized Mustang from the wall in the Commons. There's also a Sharpie attached to each Mustang, so feel free to stop and sign each other's, as well as the Spirit Rock as you leave campus. Again, congratulations to our graduates. Mr. Maldonado, the recessional, please.